Trouble been good. He has been good. He's been good to me. Yes, he has. He's been good. He's been good. He's been better than good. Real good. I got real good. Real good to me. Yeah. All my life. But just this year. Just this year. Last year, this time I was in the hospital. Just this year. God's been good to me. He's really been good. It's better than candles. You remember that was good. Y'all catch that. I'm ready. Before your time. Hallelujah. Our scripture takes us to a place. I gotta just jump right on in. Mark 2nd chapter. Page 102. I want to thank you just spending your last Sunday of the year.
Come on, Ed. Come on.
In the house of the Lord. It's nothing like being in the house of the Lord. Folks always say that there's some people that were here last year that were not this year. Some people that were just at the beginning of this year that are here not this today. But we thank God that He saw fit for us one more time to give Him some glory and to give Him some praise. Amen. When you got to say, I got it. 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 And again, He entered into Capernaum. And after some days, it was a noise that was in the house. And straightway, many were gathered together, insomuch that there was no room to receive them, not as much as about the door, and He preached the word unto them. And they came unto Him, bringing one sick of palsy, which was borne of 4. And when he could not come nigh unto him from the press, they uncovered the roof where he was. And when they had broken it up and let him down the bed wherein the sick of palsy lay. And when Jesus saw their faith, He said unto the sick of the palsy, Son, thy sins have been forgiven. But there were certain scribes sitting there and reasoning in their heart, Why doeth this man thus speak blasphemies? Who can forgive sins? Only God. And immediately, when Jesus received in His spirit that they were so reasoned within themselves, He said unto them, Why reason these things within your heart? Whether it's easier to say to the sick of a palsy, Thy sins forgiven thee, or say, Arise and take up thy bed and walk. But that we know that the Son of Man has power on earth to forgive sin.
Come on.
He said to the sick of palsy, I say to thee, Arise, take up thy bed, and go thy way into thine house. May the Lord add a blessing to the reading of His word for the edification of our soul. Look at your neighbor and say, Neighbor, don't count me out. I've got a friend. Look at your other neighbor and say, Neighbor, don't count me out. I've got a friend. You know how we do it, Ram. Get up and tell somebody. Neighbor, don't count me out. I've got a friend. you, Brother Gray.
Amen.
Our scripture takes us to a place where Jesus is speaking in a house. And he's done so much that people know that Jesus is coming. So when you know somebody's coming, when you know something's happening, I don't know about you, but I'm getting there first. I'm going to get me a good seat. I get the wheelchair special. Moving over, up in the front. Because something good is about to happen, and I want to be there. Well, that's easy for those of us who are able to travel quickly. Those that are close to the United Center can get to the Bulls game last night because they were close. But there are those who are on the outside or the outskirts of the city. Those people are sometimes counted out. Have you ever been on the outside looking in? Mm-hmm. Somebody's always counted you out. You didn't even know you were counted out.
Come on.
But they counted you out. You couldn't even make it.
Well.
They knew it. You wanted them to come. Yet still nothing. In this scripture, there was a paralyzed man who just wanted to see Jesus. Sometimes if you just look at somebody, you'll feel all right. I got a girlfriend, if I see her face, I'm good. Sister Connie will call me sometime. I just hear her voice, I'm good. But sometimes you just need somebody there. Paralyzed man. Have you ever been paralyzed? I don't know. Have you ever? I know Sister Yvette's dealing with a leg issue. But people know that when you see someone paralyzed, you usually think physically. They can't walk. But you know you can be paralyzed emotionally.
Come on, preacher.
You really can. Some stuff get to happening.
Yeah.
Jesus. And you just right there. You be paralyzed by fear. We see it in the movies all the time. You think only white folks do it? But you get something happens, you get so paralyzed, you just stop. You can't move. You get paralyzed. You ever remember that time you just couldn't stop crying? Ooh, this is about which time? You just cried. It wasn't PMS. You just couldn't stop crying. That's paralyzed. You've been mentally paralyzed. Something has gone on in your head over and over and over again. We had Sister Deborah at Ram Conference. She called it stinking thinking. Here's what it sounds like. Everybody talking about me. I can't do nothing right. I should just give up. Paralyzed. There's no way out. Paralyzed. My boss has their favorites. I'm not in the clique. Paralyzed. I get all the work. Paralyzed. They're taking 2 or 3 breaks and 90-minute lunches. Paralyzed. Have you ever been paralyzed from stinking thinking? Yeah, being paralyzed isn't just emotional. A couple of ways to be paralyzed. But the man in this scripture was paralyzed physically. And he needed to see Jesus.
friend.
That man had a couple of friends to help him out. Isn't it nice to have a couple of friends
Yes.
just to help you out?
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Now, these were not just friends that came by. Because remember, this was a paralyzed man. Look at how little you are. He's a man. He was paralyzed. He was on a mat. So they had to take him to see Jesus.
Come on,
They had
make
to
it plain.
take him to see Jesus. I'll go to the people over here. They had to take him
Yes.
to see
Come on, Miss.
Jesus.
Come on.
He was paralyzed, and they had to take him to see Jesus. What kind of friend will do that? Have you ever been that kind of friend? Woo. To take somebody to see Jesus. Don't just send them to Sunday school. Don't send them to vacation Bible school.
Come on, come on.
You had to take them to see Jesus. Now this requires some maneuver. Because he was on the outside of the city. So, you know, they didn't have what is that, bus tracker? You know, the camels didn't have Uber. Wasn't none of that. So they had to figure this stuff out. This was a mat. Let's hope it was 4. One for each end of the mat. Doesn't tell us whether they're not one or not. We're going to presume that there are 4. We had to figure out who's going to take which end, the way they were going, how they were going to take them. They had to do what Sister Missy does well, coordinate. There were some bumps and bruises along the way, but their goal was to take him to see Jesus. Well, they made it. But when they got there, everybody else had the same idea. They wanted to see Jesus too.
Come on.
So there was nowhere to get in. They said the press, that means the people were there. They couldn't get in. They had 67th in the damn line. 69th in the damn line. The church is right over there. But I can't get to it.
Right, come on.
Well, if you just had an associate or somebody you met, the first thing they would tell you, well, we're here, we can't get in, see you. Leave you right there. Ain't nothing we can do. If they're a pretty good friend, they may take you back home. Back where you started from. You ever had a friend that took you back? They're not really friends. Those people take what you used to do and take you back.
Yeah.
I remember when they like to take you back. I always tell people, you don't want me to go back. You don't want me to go back to 79. I don't want to go back to 79. But these friends said, no, we've come this far. We're not going to leave you now.
Come on.
We're not going to turn back. I can see Sister Fields saying, going back? I just got here. No, we ain't going back. So they had to figure out, because this friend wanted to see Jesus. So they had to figure out how were they going to see Jesus. This time, quite a few men were carpenters, so I'm hoping that they looked around this house and saw a ladder. I'm hoping that they saw a scaffold. I'm just praying that they just didn't pull this man up, this blanket, with a rope. However, you got a friend, and your friend needs something. Have you ever been that kind of friend?
Come on.
Come on, Missy.
Your friend really needed something, and you were the only one that can get it for him. How far far will you go? How much trouble will you go through? And now you got a friend. They may not be your friend's friend, but this is your friend. So now you got to convince your friend to help this friend out. Have you ever been that kind of friend? Can someone say yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can count on them. They're that kind of friend. So they did what they could. They thought about it. They got up to the roof, and not only that, they somehow found some utensils and found some tools. And they began to cut a hole in the roof. There's some versions that pull the roof back. All I know is the roof came off.
Come on.
Now I have to say in the crowd, if I see the roof come off, that's some serious faith. Because I'm gone. But these friends wanted their friends to what? See Jesus. So now as this roof is coming out, now that they've gotten all of this together, they begin to lower their friend down. Notice they didn't say one jumped down and began to do all this stuff. But just by faith, they began to lower this friend down. This friend had to have a lot of faith in their friends. Because I'm telling you, if I'm on a mat, I love my church, but if I got 4 of y'all on each end, woo! And you lowering me down, that's long picking me up. That don't bounce. Right, help us, Jesus. But he had to count on these friends. At the end of the year, this year, I've heard so many things about counting. Counting down the best usually 12 songs. Counting down the best reality series. We're counting down so many things. Friends. Can you count the number of friends?
Okay.
Ooh. We got a lot of people we call friends. But can you really count on them? Can you call them up late at night and count on your friends? Dick Clark used to have he still does, a famous thing that he counts down on. And they count usually from 10 seconds, and they count down, and it signifies the new year. But here on this last Sunday of 2019, I stand here to tell you that through my ups, my downs, trials, tribulations, missteps, because I've had some, mishaps, and some mess-ups.
Yes.
I've been counted out.
Come on now.
I've been counted down. Count down and count out sounds something like this. You won't last long. You'll never make it.
Come on.
It will be over soon. Just wait. Others have decided not only to give your life for a countdown, but they've made your decision already. Yeah, others have counted you out. The lepers on the outside of the city were counted out. The king counted out the 3 Hebrew boys. But we know how that worked out.
Come on.
Daniel in the lion's den.
Come on, Missy.
His captors counted him out. His enemies counted him out. Everybody counted him out. But then something happened. Peter walking out on the water. Quite sure the people on the boat counted him out. Oh, he ain't gonna make it. What you going out there for? Oh, that's water. You don't do that. But Peter
Faith.
had a friend.
Yeah, faith.
Peter
And his friend.
had a friend. An ace boom coon, Brother Gray. A ride or die.
Right.
Jesus was his friend, and as soon as something went wrong,
Right.
he looked up and he stretched out his hand
That's right.
to his friend.
Friend.
Jesus will lower us in a position where we have no other choice
Amen.
but to have faith.
Come on, preacher.
The paralyzed man's friend lured him in a position. Are you with me? You look like I'm losing you. You with me? You thinking?
Got you.
Lured him in a place where he had no other choice
That's right.
but to be blessed.
Hallelujah.
Everything that had happened all around him, everybody that had locked him out, shut him out. But his friend put him in a position
Yeah.
not only to be blessed, but it's all of his sins had been forgiven.
Okay.
When you are in that position, that lower position, a conversation takes place
Amen.
in that position. In that lower position, you begin to find out some things about your friend because you have to rely on him. In that position, in that lower position, you begin to look at the integrity of your friend. One of the most incredible characteristics about this friend is that they don't boast about themselves.
Amen.
This friend let others boast for them. Have you been that kind of friend? That somebody else told someone how good of a friend you are. This friend just asked a couple of people to choose him. But not only to choose him, but to be as committed as they are. Somewhere in the Bible it says, go and compel men to come to me. Are you that kind of friend? Where you can compel somebody to come to your friend? This friend is reserved. This friend keeps their boundaries. But then again, this friend knows no boundaries. If I make my bed in hell, this friend is there. If I make my bed in heaven, this friend is there. One of my Motown friends, ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough to keep me to get me in. So that's the Motown Christians in here.
Come on now.
But wait, this isn't the only thing that this friends do. This friend, that there's a friend, this friend knows you. I mean, this friend really knows you.
Yes.
This friend knows you well. Remember, you and this friend have had some dialogue. You and this friend have had some conversations. You have had some time to spend with this friend. There's been some good times with this friend. There have been some bad times with this friend. Remember the first time you met this friend? Remember that situation? Maybe you both laughed at the same time with a joke. Maybe you both encountered one another Maybe you both cried over the same thing. Maybe that friend that kept showing up time after time again, that friend that's offering assistance, that friend that's offering help. But this friend isn't just conversational. This friend is confrontational. Touch not, thine anointing. This friend just provides you with what you need. This friend wants you to be the best you can be. I will give you life and give you that more abundant. Yeah. It's this friend. This friend that is with all of your sorrows. It's this friend that gives you hope for tomorrow. This friend again really knows you well. This friend is part of your inner circle. When Jesus went to revive Jairus' daughter, he didn't take everybody. He took in his friend. His friend that's part, this circle is only a real friend can be part of my inner circle. Because this friend knows my good. This friend knows my bad. And this friend knows my ugly. There's a distinct difference between this friend and just an associate. This friend knows everything about me. This friend can say some stuff to me some other folks can't say. You can say, you gonna wear that dress today? After all the money I done paid for this dress, you gonna ask me something like that? But a friend says, you gonna wear that dress today? No. No. Because this friend wants you to be your best.
Yes.
They want you to look your best.
Come on now.
Somebody else may say, what's wrong with you? What you mean, what's wrong with me? Ain't nothing wrong with me. Friend goes, what's wrong with you? Ain't got nothing to say. Because that's a friend. This friend, this real friend, has mercy on you. Not just once, but daily. Not only that, but this friend is forgiving all the time. More than later. I've got to tell you that this friend, this real friend, seems to be always around. Even when you don't know it. Even when you don't deserve their presence. This friend, this real friend, is always there. This friend, this real friend is a bridge over troubled waters. And I'm telling you, sometimes my water get really troubled. You may think about trouble, but this friend has already taken care of the trouble. All you got to do is trust him. Like Peter, I know this friend.
Come on.
This real friend had a hold of me in 2019. In fact, this friend, I had a vice grip on their hand in 2019. And you know what? That friend never let go of my hand.
Come on.
There are times that I let go, but they were a good friend. They were a real friend. And they kept me holding on. Only a friend.
Only a friend.
You know, this year, this Sunday, last year, 2019, I want to offer you my friend, my home, my ace boom, my ride or die. January and February, I need to talk to you about this friend. I started off my year in the hospital. Been there the previous year. The doctor's reports wasn't good, but I had a friend.
Yes.
I had a friend to hold my hand.
Yes.
March and April, stuff was going wrong and falling all around me, but I had a friend.
Yes.
A friend to keep me together. May was a rough one.
Come on. Yes, you
I
was.
was here at my church
Yeah.
conference, at the end of the conference. And it was at that time the car was ready for me. And it was at that point I realized I could no longer walk upstairs
Come on now, Missy.
at my church. What am I going to do? But I had a friend.
Yes.
And I had a friend who had sent me some friends to help me up them stairs.
Amen.
Friend is always around. You didn't even know it. I was devastated. I was embarrassed because this was stuff I didn't know my friend knew about me. But yet my friend was there in my ear, Jones.
Oh, right now.
You can do this.
Yeah.
You can encouraging you.
Amen.
Nobody else heard him.
All right.
It was in my ear.
Yes.
Jones and I have shared many irritations and conversations. Come on. Put that foot up there. Come on. You can do this. So when I called him my friend and my brother, there's a reason. See, my friend is in your ear all the time. In June, I had my friend, good friend, inner circle friend. She lost her dad. And it was nothing I could do. I couldn't get to her. I didn't know what to do. So I just stayed right there. Prayed for her. I was a friend. Called on the Lord when I knew she needed it. Held the phone when I knew she needed it. I was a friend. Didn't know that I would see that friend. But it didn't matter because I was a friend.
Come on, Missy.
Well, Dick Clark, their friends, they have a countdown. But I'm going to tell you, don't count me out. No matter
Come on.
how it may look.
Big.
10, 9, 8, I got a friend.
Yeah.
I got a friend that sticks closer
Yes.
than any brother.
Come on there.
7, 6, 5, 4. I got a friend
All right.
that who can hold my hand.
Come on.
I got a friend. Song says when you're down in trouble
Yes.
Yes.
Lord.
and you need a helping hand
Yes.
and there's no one to lend you one. Close your eyes and think of me.
Yes.
Soon I'll be there
Yes.
to brighten up even your darkest day.
All right.
But somebody around 1832 wrote one of my favorite songs. What a friend we have in Jesus, and grieves to bear. What a privilege it is to carry everything to God in prayer.
All right.
Listen, oh, what peace
Yeah.
we often
Yes.
forfeit. Oh, caring what needless pains we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. Wait a minute. Have we trials and temptations?
Yes.
Is there trouble? Anyway, we should never be discouraged. What? Just take it to the Lord in prayer. Can we find a friend so faithful?
Come on.
Who will all our sorrows share? Listen, Jesus knows our every weakness. Take it to the Lord in prayer. New Year's Eve night, as you all are here praying it down, I'm going to be counting down because I have decided, and as it says, immediately,
Oh, yeah.
all my troubles are going to be over. Immediately, God has told me to take up my bed and walk. I'm not going to skip. I'm not going to stay behind. I'm running.
Go ahead.
I'm running in 2020.
Come on, Miss.
I'm running to see what the end's going to be. I've come too far now. I'm past the half. So I'm going to take some friends along with me. The Bible says, in this fashion, that he got up. So I'm going to tell you in 2020, you got a new fashion. You wear that friend well. This isn't old school. This isn't new school. This is my school. This is my friend. You got a friend. Are you that friend? Tell somebody about that friend. We've told so many other things in 2019. But I've got something to tell you about my friend. My friend saved my soul. My friend made me whole. When I thought I was done, my friend said no.
Come on, Missy.
And my friend told me to go.